I think if you asked yourself this question consistently and you made it into a habit, you'd be way more successful.
It isn't the goal that matters, in my opinion. It's who they had to become along the way because they were striving.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode. You like that pause? Which was a live speech that Alan and I gave. Today, for episode number 557, one question that will change your life.
Kev,
Alan.
what's the question?
The question is, long pause, is this thing helping me or hurting me? Okay? Now, I think a lot of us, I'm really good at justifying not doing things.
We all are.
And I think you need to add another layer of not pain, but awareness.
Right.
So imagine, and this is hard, but I know you can get here because you and I have both done it. Your alarm goes off. You have two separate things going on in your head. One, this is super comfortable, but there has to be another. What if you had something to counteract that? Is this decision I'm going to make helping me or hurting me? I do that a lot with finances.
Right.
Of like, do I really need this? Will this help me or will this hurt me? I do the same with the gym. I try to do the same when it's hard conversations with Aaron. Will this help me or will this hurt me? You know, even if it's like...
When you say help or hurt me, what do you mean?
I think that's based on your own barometer.
What if it hurts you in the short term but helps you in the long term? I think that's the thing.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to have the awareness of like...
Just because ultimately.
Just because it hurts me now doesn't mean it's going to forever. The PPT, the system of success for me is always like, I see, okay, you still have to meditate today. Will this help me or will this hurt me? This is going to hurt me. I know it's going to hurt me if I don't do it.
Right.
If I don't do it, not only am I going to lose to Amy in terms of who has the highest percentage, but I'm getting further from my dreams. That's another question you could ask yourself. Is this taking me closer to my dreams or further away?
Yeah.
I mean, you can have your own unique flavor to this. But imagine, one of the reasons I wanted to do this, I was listening to, I don't remember what book it was. It was a book. But the person said, my life started to change when every day when I woke up, I said, I genuinely believe something wonderful will happen to me today. Why? Because you're priming your subconscious and you're going to get what you focus on. I think if you asked yourself this question consistently and you made it into a habit, you'd be way more successful.
I think that the version of Kevin prior to podcasting, it's so weird not hearing yourself.
I know, it's tough.
It's difficult. Just so everyone knows, Kevin and I are trying no headphones. I think he might have already said that, but it's weird for us.
I don't know if I did.
I don't know if I like it or not. We'll see. But anyway, so one of the reasons why I think it's so important to have goals is because of this question. Because, okay, imagine the version of Kevin who didn't really have a lot of goals or direction. Is this helping me or hurting me? Not a lot's going to hurt you. Not
even that. It depends on the intention.
Right.
If your goal is to stay comfortable. I had a call yesterday with a client, and she said, I said, what do you want to have happen to you in the next 5 to 10 years? Like, what is your 10-year goal? Let's just throw out, where would you be envious of you in 10 years?
Fire question.
And we went through it. And I said, just so you know, the one thing is this is going to it has to create a little bit more pressure because now you have something that you're automatically taking from if you don't accomplish what you say.
Exactly.
It's easy to say, eventually I'd like to be this, this, this. But like we're saying 10 years from today, these are the things that you'd love to have or you'd be envious of the version of you that has them. These are the direct things that we have to do, and we're directly taking away from our goals if we don't do them.
I think one of the things that's so important here is even if that person... Okay, so that person set a 10-year goal and now asks the question of, is this helping me or hurting me? Even if there's two versions. They either get the goal or they don't. If they get the goal, it isn't the goal that matters, in my opinion. It's who they had to become along the way because they were striving.
Yep. Yeah.
They had to grow. They had to change. They had to evolve. They had to learn. They had to... I talk about that often because... I don't think people understand that. Wanting a multi-million-dollar house is great. What it requires of you to achieve the multi-million-dollar house is far more important because you're gonna have to do more virtuous things. You just nobody's just gonna give you money. Nobody's just gonna give you things. You have to become more. You have to learn. You have to meet people. You have to network. You have to run a business. You have to grow in your career. Growing in your career is fulfilling. Getting the multi-million-dollar home is nice, but it's not fulfilling. But would you grow in your career if you didn't have the goal of the multi-million-dollar home? And I think that's kind of the frame. What I would say is this. If you do have a big goal set, let's say there's Kevin A and Kevin B. Kevin A intends to be have a net worth of $100 million. Kevin B doesn't have any goals. When Kevin A asks himself, is not meditating hurting me or helping me? There's a lot more downside for Kevin A than for Kevin B.
Yeah.
Why? Because Kevin A decided in advance what he wants his life to look like. And even if it's not what he expected, he's still better off because he meditated more. You know, I think that's something I always have trouble articulating.
Dude, just talking to your point, I think one of the reasons, and this is kind of coming together for me in this moment, we'll be on another interview and people will say like, well, how do you hold yourself accountable? And I always say, I just put myself in pain. I decided what I wanted. I now believe it's possible. I know that I only get those things if I do what it takes. That's what, when I say put yourself in pain, that's what I mean.
Right.
I mean, create necessity. There has to be more necessity for you right now.
What is necessity?
Necessity
I don't know if people know what that is, genuinely.
It's something that forces you to do something.
Give me an example.
In terms of something
Anything.
specific?
Any example, yeah.
Okay, if you're somewhere and it's flooding, your necessity to learn to swim is quicker. If the oxygen is running out, the oxygen is leaving the room, your necessity to get out of that room is way higher.
Okay.
If you have no money, your necessity to make money is higher.
Right.
So it's basically, I would say it's a circumstance that makes you do something faster or with more vigor or...
Right.
You know?
AKA, if you have a big goal, you have more necessity to do things that you normally wouldn't.
Yeah.
The best version I have of this is, and you hear me say this all the time, if you want to run every day for your good health, tell everyone you're going to do a marathon in 3 months. Tell your friends and family, ask them to hold you accountable. Because if you're going to do a marathon in 3 months, you're going to show up, and your friends and family are going to come and support you. You better believe you're going to run tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, versus the person who just feels like running every day. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah. So the definition, the fact of being required or indispensable, unavoidability, a state of things or circumstances enforcing a certain course. I like that one.
In Brendan Burchard's book, High Performance Habits, there's only 6 habits for high performers in that book, and this is based on years of research. Necessity is one of them. Necessity is so important, and honestly, you can't have necessity without goals.
Yeah.
Well, you can, but it won't last.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
You and I right now are taking fitness less seriously. Why? Because there's less necessity.
I'm not doing a show. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if the beaches are even going to be open. I don't go to the beach, so it doesn't really matter.
Literally.
Right? And
we don't really have clear fitness goals.
Right.
I mean, we kind of do,
right.
but not really.
But that's a great analogy.
Mine's an 8-year-away goal.
Right?
Yeah.
But where our necessity for the podcast and the business is super high because we know.
Yep.
So whatever the question is you ask yourself, whether it's, is this helping me or hurting me? Is this taking me closer to my goals or bringing me further away? Whatever. I think it has to do, and we'll go after this, I think it has to do with your self-awareness.
Right.
I got feedback earlier about the speech that we gave.
Oh, yeah.
In my mind, I have to know that right now this might hurt me, but it's overall helping me because the feedback is what I need.
Exactly.
I think it's self-awareness. And maybe for you, it's not at that point yet where you automatically associate pain or discomfort for the greater good, but that's something you can work on. And it's not always going to be that way. Pain isn't always constructive.
I know we have to go. One more question for you. I gave Kevin feedback that was transferred to me from a team member about a speech we gave on Wednesday.
What's today? Wednesday. I thought it was Monday, man.
Yeah. I know. Wednesday. Yeah. It's because we're recording. Wednesday. Kevin just said, I know this is going to hurt me now, but help me later. Would that be true if you didn't want to be a great speaker?
No, probably not.
that's why when I say if you don't love what you do enough to want to be the best at it, you've got to get out of it, is because you have no necessity. If you don't want to be the best, you won't get better.
Not only do I know the feedback will help, I need it.
You need it. It actually is necessary.
Yeah, it's a necessity.
So cool.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
You dig?
I do. I don't know if I like the no headphones.
I strongly dislike it.
Same.
I can't. It's very hard for me to stay in flow with you.
Same.
Because I can hear everything else going on.
I know.
That's the power.
You're right.
You know.
Well, now we know.
Yeah. I think it's important to test.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alan is going to talk to you about group coaching.
Oh, yeah. Right. I want to put my headphones on for this. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Everyone out there listening right now, Kevin and I have come across many people who did want coaching but cannot afford Next Level Podcast Solutions or Next Level Business Solutions packages. Those are higher ticket coaching, one-on-one. We created group coaching because we still want to be able to serve you. So basically, we're doing a beta test. First 10 members reach out to myself or Kevin or anyone on the team. Let us know. Say, group coaching, I'm so interested. So basically, what we're doing is it's $75 a month. If you're in the first group of 10, you will be grandfathered or grandmothered into the $75 price point. It will be going up after that. Now, that said, it's going to be 2 calls every single month. You're going to get 24/7 text access to Kevin and myself in a group WhatsApp chat. And on top of that, you're also going to get peak performance tracking, customized and accountable. And I'm going to give bi-weekly progress reports for every member of the group coaching. This is like an unreasonable amount of value for $75, honestly. And that's also why it's a beta test, because that's not a sustainable business model. So get in early, get in soon, and let us help you. And I'm really excited for this first group.
And it's already filling up. Like, we already have people in mind, and people have been reaching out. So it's definitely going to go quick. The other thing, too, is, and we've talked about this a lot, the power of your circle.
Oh,
right?
Everything. It's everything.
You're going to have 9 other people in this group who are very, very focused on getting better.
Right.
And you're going to, I guarantee you'll make friends in this group. And that's a whole other benefit. Also, Alan and I are doing free speeches. So if we have never spoken to you or your group, we will come in and gladly do a free speech for you, whether it's a corporation, a school, college, high school, middle school, whatever it is. We want to impact as many people as we can in 2021. And we want to get in front of you guys. We absolutely love giving speeches. We will send out a questionnaire that has custom questions for you, and we will base our entire presentation on that. We have got a ton of really, really good feedback on the speeches we have given. And all you have to do is reach out to myself, Alan, anybody on the team. Like you said, we have an amazing team, and they're the most supportive in the world.
That's an initiative for listeners in particular. The first one, like Kevin said, is free, and it's virtual. It's on Zoom. There's no travel. Let us know, and reach out to myself, Jen, or Kevin. And we're very much looking forward to meeting your organization.
We are. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we don't have fans. Long pause. We have family. Talk to you on the next one.
Talk to you soon.